It was surreal, I'll say that. About 5 minutes left to go, well, in both Stanley Cups, right? Just to see the guys on the bench and how we reacted, and to see the fans. It was just, I don't know, it's a memory that you never forget.
The 97 and 98 Stanley Cup winning Detroit Red Wings. "25 years later, are back together."
Thank you very much. As we bring the past into the present, we thank you all very much for being here earlier in your presence, and again, for this group, another wonderful round of applause for all the wonderful memories, unbelievable.
It's almost sad. Like the time flies. It's crazy. You know, it only takes like 5 minutes, and then it's just like you're back in the dressing room and just telling stories again. Do you remember this? Do you remember that?
All these players were in their 23s to 27s, and now they're, you know, they're 48 to 52, 50 years old, and you know, it doesn't seem that long ago, because, you know, obviously we lived it. I can still, you know, remember Steve Yzerman holding the cup over his head in 1997, the confetti coming down. It was a surreal night.
To celebrate the 24th and 25th anniversaries of Detroit's back-to-back championships, the players reunited at Little Caesars Arena.
Well, I've been traveling back and forth to Detroit for quite some time, and I've heard that they're trying to set something up. So just through you know, friends around the organization, that's something that's going to happen this fall. We're trying to get all the players together again, you know, celebrating 25 years. So I've been looking forward to this for quite some time, actually.
A lot of the players I haven't seen for quite a while and things like that, so it's good to touch base with them, find out how their families are doing, how they're doing, what's going on, and reminisce and tell stories. And that, telling the stories, and we've already had a couple of them, like last night, reminiscing about a couple stories, and I'm like, I didn't remember that part. And so it's kind of nice to get back and tell a lot of those stories and have a few laughs.
And there were many stories to tell by all.
Summer of '96, Darren McCarty came over. I don't know if I told you, he came to Sweden and worked with the special skills coach that we have in Sweden that is very, very good.
Because I'd always used to say, hey, is that my Swedish? He would say, yeah, you're all Swedish, no Finnish.
When we were in the finals, I was over, and he scores that goal, and the way he scored that goal was exactly one of the drills that they had worked on all summer. So when we walk in the dressing room, me and Thomas Storm, and he sees us, he sits back, has his big cigar, and said, "Did I look Swedish or what?"
Listen, that's as Swedish as I can get, right there.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Well, I feel honored and privileged to come back to Detroit for the second time since I moved. Who would think that 42 years it would take to get that next cup?
It was amazing because we were so close. We were close in three straight years. There's no question, we had adversity, we had disappointment. The fans were very loyal. I mean, they still came back and cheered us on.
When you have a group who lost to Colorado '96, and coming back strong and kind of stick together, nobody pointing any fingers, and we have only one mission.
From just, you know, being in the dressing room every time, so many Hall of Famers, so much leadership, so much character.
'97 was a culmination of obviously a lot of years and blood and sweat and tears.
We thought we were good enough to win 2 cups in a row, and we had no rings to show for it. So when '97 came around, and we were humbled and angry. And when we got our opportunity, we were able to put a punishment on somebody else.
The Red Wings were a team of destiny. Game by game, goal by goal, Detroit marched towards their first Stanley Cup in 42 years.
Into the zone, the Detroit Red Wings are the Stanley Cup champions!
We were so dialed in at all aspects of it, and we just carried out, we just kept steamrolling.
It wasn't so much the 4 straight, to me. It was winning the game in Detroit.
Well, I just feel fortunate to have shared the moment with my teammates. A lot of the guys, it was their first Stanley Cup win. For Stevie to do it in Detroit was real special.
We drafted this gentleman in 1983. He became the captain shortly after. He had lots of disappointments. He probably wondered if we were ever going to win the Stanley Cup after 93, 4, 5, and 6. But perseverance paid off. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain, Steve Yzerman.
Thank you. I'd like to start off by welcoming you all back to Little Caesars Arena to share in this celebration, the reunion. I'm guessing a lot of you were here in 97 and 98. This is a great opportunity for me now to thank these gentlemen for the commitment they made, the selflessness that they played with. I cannot tell you how much fun, and over this weekend, a chance to reflect on how much fun we had in the process. And as I said, we all lived and died with the wins and the losses. We had so much fun along the way, every day grinding it out and battling through injuries, the ups and the downs. It's a very special group of gentlemen that I'm really, really honored to have played with. Not only do we reminisce and enjoy and celebrate our 97, 98 teams, but we get to watch the next generation of Red Wing players this afternoon.
The weekend reminds us of fond memories while creating new ones for the players and the city.
Last time we did that is when we won, and to raise the banner again, drapes, lifting the cup. Also, Konstantinov being there, right in the middle of everything. It was great.
I remember my first game, I'll say that, and the horn goes off, and it literally went through my whole body. And I'm like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever experienced as an athlete.
Just being in the moment of the game, that is a special thing for us athletes, and I don't think you can replicate it anywhere else in life.
Not sure if this group will ever be together again like we are this weekend. One last opportunity to come together and know that we accomplished something special 25 years ago.
I just smile looking around the room and seeing everybody and how healthy everybody is, and you can still see their personalities in the way they dress, the way they act, and it's 25 years later, and everybody is still the same person we loved when we went through those vicious series.
We will always remember what 97 and 98 meant to Detroit.
Well, Mick, the life of a hockey player, certainly on the ice and off the ice, most importantly on the ice, I guess, is all about timing. Some have great one-timers, but it's all about timing, isn't it?
Well, there was a guy back in 97 and a few years other than that who had perfect timing. On the one-timer, to start a fight, to finish a fight, whatever it was. He was never late then. He might have made a wrong turn today to get here. Ladies and gentlemen, number 14, Brendan Shanahan.